And right
Grandmother
now,
Pat McCabe,
I'm still
Woman Standing
witnessing a lot
Tall,
of
is a Dene ceremonial leader.
pretty deep,
She hopes that all of her teachings can bring
I wouldn't
about
even say
global
unawareness,
healing.
but just
We are
really
honored to
quiet,
have had
given
Grandmother Pat speak at our
the
Women and Water Coming Together
seriousness of the
Symposium.
situation, and in
Listen to
particular,
her thoughts on water and the choices we
water.
have.
Without water, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? And so this conference and the spiritual opportunities and endeavors that take place at gatherings really all over the world, but at this gathering are very critical to at least send that voice out on behalf of humanity to say that we acknowledge where we are, and we acknowledge how precious that water is, and we acknowledge our commitment to that precious medicine. We're hearing from the old cultures that are telling us, what we know is true about these matters, what we have, why these things are precious in so many dimensions. They're so precious and have so much connection to this life, and it speaks to all these different relationships that are going on throughout this web of life. And so, to have this reckoning with ourselves at an event such as this one, also, I think brings us that much closer, hopefully, to having that moment of recognition, and to really take hold of that possibility, like I say, that is hovering in the air for us to turn this around. So in either scenario, whether we end up having to be deeply, deeply, deeply humbled and have to begin again in another world, or whether we bring ourselves back. Even if we bring ourselves back from cliff edge, we've got lots of big work to do. But these events support us either way, and the key thing for me is that they us coming together this way and reaching across multiculturally is upholding the honor of being human being. And I really feel that this Mother Earth, all the holy people all around, all of this life around us, needs us to recognize that that's who we are. We're honorable beings because we've been placed here. So for us to acknowledge that and to uphold our honor is a very powerful act at this time.
Pat explains what she found so unique about our symposium and why people should attend our future gatherings.
This one was very unique in the elder women's leadership factor. And so this gathering is, I would say, deeply, deeply, deeply respectful of the elder women's leadership. And that changes things significantly. But what also is so beautiful is that the elder women are also deeply supported by very knowledgeable men's spiritual leaders and ceremonialists. So there really is a functional polarity going on here, and it's definitely the most functional that I've witnessed for quite some time. And so I'm coming away from here really deeply moved and deeply satisfied inside to see this occurring in a good way. It's not a power struggle. It's really, really not a power struggle. There's genuine love, care, and respect going both ways. And so that changes the dynamic of us coming together. And again, also that acknowledgement, that humility of placing yourself before the mystery and surrendering. And so with the combination of all those factors, I think that there's potential for some really, really deep medicine to happen here. I mean, it did happen here, but I mean, even more and more and more as it grows. There are many different kinds of gatherings going on involving indigenous peoples, but this is pretty unique to me to be in this, again, deeply indigenous territory and to participate in the truth of what this ancient culture holds. So my invitation to those who are wondering, I would say, do it. You should do it. because there's something very authentic taking place here. And we're all learning how to do this together, so there's that. But it just feels very unique to me that way, to really touch, not just touch, but be touched and participate and contribute in Indigenous community that is thinking very deeply about this life, future generations and the water.
Pat now gives us some final thoughts on things she felt and the next step to take.
It's actually a very, very profound thing to come to the end of your own knowing. And it's a very profound thing to come to the end of your own resource, your own ability, and to lay yourself down before before the elders all around us. And when we come to that place, and we come in respect and with reverence, then those elders open up to receive us, and they have solution for us that we could never ever have imagined for ourselves. And so for me, that's the task at hand. And to me, coming from this Indigenous prayer way of life, it's not just about having faith, but it is about that deep surrender and trusting in the relationships that have been here for hundreds, not just tens, but hundreds of thousands of years between this Mother Earth and humanity. So this is the moment to call upon those old pacts, those old agreements. And that was raised here at this gathering, and I know it, but the way it was raised really brought it home to me and solidified it inside of myself. And so for me, that's my activity, is I'm going to keep learning and listening and inquiring and remembering about how to participate in those old agreements with all of this life around me. And for me, that's what I know to do. So.
Grandmother Pat McCabe is just one example of the quality and uniqueness of the teachers we invite to our symposiums. Join us for our next Women and Water Coming Together Symposium on the Courte Indian Reservation near Hayward, Wisconsin. For more information, to volunteer, or to support us, visit spiritofthewater.org. Miigwech, thank you.